Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, one and all, to the quarter-final of this World Cup. Not the final, the penultimate. Sorry, we've still got Croatia and Russia to play later on, which I'll be covering as the main commentator. But I'm going to be presenting this one as John Stuttard is getting ready in the commentary box. But England against Sweden. It's certainly got an exciting feel to it. The last time these two met in a World Cup was back in 2006. Finished a 2-2 draw in the group stages, that one. Goal scorers of Steven Gerrard and Joe Cole. Joe Cole, of course, scoring that spectacular half volley from about 25 yards out. Let's hope we can have a few more of those today. But this is a big game for both sides. Both sides probably, this is their best chance to get to a World Cup semi-final for a long time. Obviously, England's first opportunity to get to a semi-final since 1990 in a World Cup. And obviously they got to the semi-finals of the Euros in '96. So it's their first opportunity to really reach a semi-final. And obviously Sweden, they probably haven't had many chances like this either. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on both sides. I'm just going to quickly go through the teams for both sides as they have been announced. They've been known for about half an hour now, but we'll go through Sweden first. They're lining up in a traditional 4-4-2 formation. You've got Olsen in goal, then you've got a defensive Augustinsson, Granqvist, who scored in the group stages from the penalty spot, Lindelof and Krantz as our four defenders. Then you've got Forsberg, Ekdal, Klaassen and Larsson. Larsson obviously has been declared fit again, and he's straight into the starting lineup as the four midfielders. And then up front you've got Berg and Toivonen as the two strikers. So Sweden lining up in a very traditional manner. Larsson, well, sorry, he wasn't back from fitness, he was back from being suspended, and he takes the place of Gustav Svensson, who got suspended. So that's Sweden all sorted. As for England's, Jamie Vardy is fit enough for the bench despite a groin injury that he sustained in extra time against Colombia. That's the team is completely unchanged, the team that faced off against Colombia, so no injuries to worry about. So it's the same formation and the same 11. You've got Pickford in goal. You've then got a three-man defence of Maguire, Stones and Walker. Then a five-man midfield with Henderson as the holding midfielder in front of the three. You've then got Young, Ali, Lingard and Trippier as the flat four, if you like, in front of Henderson. And then up front you've got Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling. So plenty of firepower. The team showed that they've got that mental capacity to deal with the pressure of penalties. They kept their heads when attempted to be riled up. So these guys have passed all the real tests, I suppose. This test is more a case of can you deal with the expectation. They're probably the favourites in this match. Sweden, obviously, I want to say that they don't have any major footballing stars. Obviously, Zlatan Ibrahimovic retired from international duty recently, but they do have a bit of pedigree in tournaments. So they're not to be trifled with, but England are probably shading it in terms of the expectation of victory. So they've got to deal with the pressure of being favourites. So how can they handle that? As for Gareth Southgate, obviously he's been talking a lot about redemption over the penalty shootout and everything. The "it's coming home" movement has certainly spiralled, not out of control, but people are starting to believe that England could go all the way in this tournament. Obviously, we saw yesterday, I commentated on Brazil-Belgium. Belgium knocked out the Brazilians, so there's no more South Americans in the tournament, because France, also earlier in the day, which was commentated on by John Stuttard, France knocked out Uruguay quite comprehensively. Well, thanks to a mistake, but they beat them very comfortably. So it's an all-European affair now, which hopefully will bring the best of either team out of them, because there will hopefully be less play acting, which the South Americans unfortunately brought with them. So it should be some honest stuff that we see ahead of us. Obviously, I want to talk about the viewership as well from our previous two streams. The two streams that we did for the two other quarterfinals yesterday both got 5.6 thousand views on them. or just over. So it was an incredible experience for both myself and John. So you've all done us a great favour and made us feel really good about ourselves that we're doing a reasonably good job. So thank you all for that, and I hope there'll be plenty of you joining us today. So we're not too far away from kickoff now. I hope everyone's keeping their heads and everything. I know it's getting quite tense for a lot of people. They're all sitting there getting nervous. You know, it's England. Are they going to put us through the mill again, or are they going to show like they did against, say, Panama, and turn up in big style? It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be a test of the England bottle, and it's the biggest test. I mean, each test is getting harder and harder for England. This one will be the biggest yet. Can they deal with the fact that they are essentially one game away from at least the semi-finals, which will lead to another 2 games, whether it be the semi-final in third place or semi-final and the final itself. But every team in this side of the draw now will be thinking we've got a major opportunity to get to a World Cup final, and they will be looking to take it at their first opportunity. So it's whoever starts best, really. It's going to be a tough one. I mean, as an Englishman, I want to say that England are going to win. I am part of the "it's coming home" movement. I get carried away on Twitter. But it looks like the teams are ready, so I'm going to hand you over to our big match commentator, John Stuttard, who is going to be casting his beady eye upon all the actions today. So hopefully you're not too nervous, John. It's all over to you now. So I will see you all at half-time, when hopefully we'll be a little bit less nervous. But the ship's all yours, John. I'll see you at half-time.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening, well, good afternoon to everybody. How are your nerves, people? Well, certainly in the commentary box, it's certainly a very big one for me personally. England is always a tough one to call. The teams are actually out in the tunnel, as Chris was saying just now, or about to say just now. This really is the biggest game for 22 years, probably since the Euro 96 semi-final, arguably, when we were just a Paul Gascoigne flick away from being in the final of that, and probably the biggest England World Cup match probably since Germany in 1990, when Chris Waddle and Stuart Pearce, remember them, missed penalties in a brave effort, Gazza's tears and all that. Well, we need 11 warriors out there. England unchanged, as Chris said, from the result against Colombia in the second round, where we, well, I wouldn't have said scraped through, we deservedly went through as the teams emerge from this vast tunnel here. Fantastic occasion this for this game. Samara is the place we are today, and what an atmosphere. What an atmosphere this is going to be. It's cooking up to be an extraordinary atmosphere in this tournament so far, this tournament, and hopefully we'll have an England victory to talk you through here. No disrespect to any Swedish people that might be listening, of course. We can't be. We will try not to be too biased against the Swedes, of course, but of course it's all about England. And as proud Englishmen we all are, well, most of us are, that tune into these streams week in, week out to watch the English game. This is going to be a real tough thing. Before the team news and the lineups and the game, the national anthems. Sung with great gusto by the Swedes. And now it's time for It's time to get your God Save the Queen song sheet out, because it's time for God Save the Queen, the English national anthem. Well, the England fans bang up for this one, so I hope you guys are at home listening to this one. A big atmosphere inside Samara, in the stadium here in Samara. And remember, later today we'll find out who these two opponents will be come the finish here tonight. Sweden and Croatia follow later on with Chris Whiteman in the commentary box. But let's bring you the two lineups for this game, starting with Sweden. Of course, Robin Olsen is the goalkeeper. Then it's Augustinsson and Andreas Granqvist, the centre back. Linderoth, the second centre back, and Crafty right back. The number 6 Augustinsson is the left back. Forsberg, the left winger. Ekdal, the centre midfield. So too is Seb Larsson, back from injury, and Victor Claesson will play on the right. Torniman up front, and Marcus Berg up front as well. Claesson, of course, is amongst the two players for Sweden. Lustig misses out through suspension, of course, so he won't take any further part. But there are two players in that Swedish lineup already on yellow cards. And of course, as for all the quarterfinals that are taking place, all the teams, both teams get together as one to promote the FIFA racism, the Say No to Racism campaign, which they've entitled Living Football. And that's a great touch, and it just proves that that FIFA and all the other footballing authorities really are taking a zero tolerance approach to racism, and that's a good thing, not just for football but for the world. The referee today is Baron Karpers from the Netherlands. Sander van Roker and Erwin Zestera are the two assistants, and of course the fourth official comes from Spain. The graphic didn't stay on long enough for me to capture his name, but we can tell you the VAR referee. There's the VAR room, I'm just seeing there. Danny Makile from Holland, Bastian Dankart of Germany are amongst the team of 4 looking at VAR this afternoon. England line up as follows: Pickford in goal, then it's Maguire, Stones and Kyle Walker. He's already on a yellow card, so if he gets another yellow, he's out of the semi-finals. Ashley Young plays on the left, Jesse Lingard another one on a yellow card, Jordan Henderson another one also on a yellow card, Dele Alli and Kieran Trippier on the right are in the midfielders, and Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane, the captain, start up front for Gareth Southgate's men. They're going to play 5 in the midfield, the 3 at the back. It stood them in really good stead. I heard Sam Allardyce the other day saying they should go 4-4-2 if it isn't, but my view is I disagree with Allardyce. I think it's a good tactic that Southgate's employed. Jan Andersson stands in the way for Sweden. He's the coach, and of course our very own Gareth Southgate, with Steve Holland alongside him as the assistant. And what an atmosphere this is promising to be. A big atmosphere. Robin Olsen, well, he's no slouch. 3 clean sheets already at this World Cup after 4 games he's played. Very tough goalkeeper, but he's facing one of the best hot shots in the business. 6 goals from 6 on target at this World Cup. You can't get any better than that. He's also the top scorer in the competition with 6 goals already to his credit. And the both benches there, of course, no suspensions as far as I can make out for England, although Jamie Vardy does sit today out for injury, that I can tell you. But the teams are unchanged. Well, certainly the England team unchanged. Sweden forced into 1 or 2 alterations, but it's them in the yellow shirts, England in red. A kit they wore with great distinction on Tuesday night against the Colombians when they triumphed deservedly on penalties. Can they repeat the feat this time? Surely We hope after 90 minutes, if it's level, we have extra time. If it's level again after extra time, we will have those penalties, and you have a chance to comment on the match in the comment section as well. As Sweden get us underway then, and they're going to attack the goal to our right in yellow shirts, dark blue shorts and yellow stockings, and England of course in red shirts, red shorts and red stockings themselves. England going to the left hand side incidentally in the first half. So an atmosphere, a real atmosphere around this ground, and let's hope we're concentrated on an England victory this afternoon and a real positive vibe around this around the ground here in Samara. And the ball chipped forward there towards Raheem Sterling. Ball knocked away once again, and that's out of play for an early throw to England on halfway. Jesse Lingard, the England attacker, scored a terrific goal. You may remember in an earlier round again, in an earlier match against Panama, which was an absolute worlder. You may remember, and it was an absolute world beater. This is Ashley Young on the left hand side for England. It's important that we get off to a very positive start here. Dele Alli wanting a throw, but the Dutch referee allowing it to go on. Sid Whitworth is on. Good to have you on board, Sid. Why can't England play in traditional white? There's a reason being that Sweden are the home team, so in theory they have the choice of having the home jersey. So Sweden are technically, even though it's a neutral venue, they have the home advantage, if you see what I mean. But England do very well in red. Of course, they won the '66 World Cup final, of course, in red, and they don't have a bad record in tournament football in red shirts. So I don't think it's bad. A early touch there for Jordan Pickford to get the ball forward, and he finds Ashley Young, who headers it just on the left hand side, right by the touchline below us, on halfway. And the ball threaded through, but that's going to run out of play. Good little build up there by the Swedes involving Berg, number 9. Well, Jordan Pickford yet to keep a clean sheet, but he made an extraordinary save. You may remember against Colombia when it looked to be a match-winning save, and then only for Colombia to equalise right from the next play of the match. It was really heartbreaking for every single English person. I was going to say Englishman, but I think that would be a little bit sexist. English men and women. Of course, there will be women, I'm sure, tuning into this stream this afternoon, so we're going to give them all due of respect. 0-0 here. This is Jordan Henderson picking it up in the midfield. Hits a long ball forward towards Raheem Sterling, and a good header back to goalkeeper Olsen, who, as I said, he's kept 3 clean sheets, so he's a tough man to beat in terms of the goalkeeping situation. He's a real character, as Maguire heads it back to another character. That's Jordan Pickford. He's done remarkably well, I have to say. He's impressed me throughout the tournament so far. 3 minutes 10 seconds gone here in Samara. It's Sweden 0, England 0. Third World Cup quarter-final, the 4th one to be played later this evening between Russia, the hosts of course, and of course the Croatians. And that promises to be another good game, even though it's a less glamorous one than the couple that preceded it. And I have to echo what Chris says about the ratings and the listening and the viewing figures. 11,000 over the 2 streams combined, and as that ball was played, Raheem Sterling was actually in an offside position as that ball was actually played, so he didn't touch the ball. So Sweden playing on with 4 minutes gone. I just want to echo something that Chris said earlier. We are absolutely amazed to have the viewing figures from yesterday and what we already had. We had a combined total for the 2 streams, over 11,000 views for the 2 games that we covered yesterday. 5.6 thousand listeners each, and we are absolutely bowled over by those statistics. And those 2 by far are the best rated games that we've covered so far. Can today top that? Well, you'll have to listen along and find us to find out. It's Kraft now with the throw in there, the number 16 on the near side, the right hand side for Sweden, as they're attacking down that right hand flank, the near side, and the ball back to Jordan Pickford from Harry Maguire, who's really matured into a top quality centre back throughout this World Cup. I was reading one article the other day. It reminded the person that was writing it of Bobby Moore, how he used to run out from the back and just with great comfort on the ball, and the way he does that is superb. As Raheem Sterling tangles with Seb Larsson, they'll play together in the Premier League for many a club, and his free kick has been given, and then well, showing that's well, he wasn't back the full 10 yards, but the referee allowing it to go, and in the end, well, England should have had a retake. It should have been a retake, and in the end England have wasted that. And it was all down to the Swedes there not being 10 yards back. They tried to take a quick free kick though, England, which in hindsight is probably not the right thing to do really, but in the end it just came out that way. The ball back to Olsen, the Swedish goalkeeper. First time incidentally I've covered the Swedes in this World Cup, although we did cover them. Russ Ferdinand covered them in an earlier tournament, in an earlier match in the tournament, and here's Dele Alli pinching the ball straight away, just can't pick out Harry Kane. The ball was too over hit towards the penalty area, and in by the penalty spot Robin Olsen was able to jump on that no problem, but good play there, forced Kraft into a mistake there, did Dele Alli. That's good. That's a good work ethic from the Tottenham man. Meanwhile, back live with the action, Johan Kuipers, as the referee from Holland, has given a free kick against Ashley Young. It perceives to be. And Young now must be careful. 3 England players, of course, on yellow cards: Kyle Walker, Jesse Lingard, and Jordan Henderson. Sweden have a couple of players, as I said, on yellows, so they have to be careful now. Well, it's all about discipline from now on in, although all the South American teams that have been fighting or been cheating have all disappeared down the wayside and on the way home as they deserve to be. They haven't really brought the usual glamour of the South American teams. I have been quite disappointed with some of them. The one performance that impressed me, of course, was Mexico beating Germany. Referee having strong words for Jordan Henderson, I think. I don't know what was going on there, but it's a number throw, and it's going to be the number 17 Klassen to take it. Global almost with the 6-yard area of England, about 5 yards in from the quadrant. A little flick on, danger for England. They appear handball England and get the decision. And well spotted by Mr. Kuipers of Holland. 7.5 minutes gone here. 0-0. There's the handball. 7 there. It was Granqvist who stuck his arm out as Walker attempted to head away, and the referee was quite right on the spot there. Mr. Kuipers did really well, the Dutch referee, as Lingard plays that into the far side, and now Trippier to Henderson, back to Trippier again. Now Kyle Walker on halfway, just to the right hand side of the centre circle, plays it to John Stones, who had plenty of bad things to say about the Colombians, didn't he, after the game? The dirtiest team he ever played against. Well, I think a lot of people would agree, certainly in English circles and certainly in European circles, that they were a dirty team, and they were very dirty on that particular night. Meanwhile, Henderson has gone down holding his ankle, and a challenge there by Ekdal. Henderson pinching the ball. Oof, that is an awful tackle there by Ekdal. Left his foot in there, and no free kick given. But Gareth Southgate stands passionately on, concentrating on the game. Stones winning a good header there. There was a good dangerous on ball there from the Swedes, and it was well intercepted there by Stones, but then England knock it out of play rather inexplicably for a throw-in to Sweden about 5 yards, 10 yards even inside the English half on the right hand side. Still 0-0 here. Larsson has it for Sweden, back into his own half in fact, and really now this is going to be the real test of both teams' resolve here this afternoon. Sun shines out, temperatures in the high 20s, humidity around 45%, humidity out there. It's going to be a tough ask in the heat of Samara, but you never know. As England go forward, and again hooked away by Granqvist. I think that's a throw they've got here, England, in a very promising position. Raheem Sterling is a very quick man, and he's, you know, Ramfresh has to be on his mettle against somebody as quick as Raheem Sterling, who's had a terrific season in club football for Manchester City, I should say. As the throw is taken to Sterling, and now here's a chance for Lingard to dig the ball out. Kyle Walker, Trippier now on the far side, the right hand side. Trippier back to Walker, plenty of space for a cross if he decides to. He decides to go to Trippier, then Trippier back to Walker. Now the first time cross, it's a good one, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, and Holson takes that under no great pressure in the end. Well, some would ask, why didn't Walker put it in a couple of seconds before? I don't think there was any. I don't think it was necessary to play another 1-2 with Kieran Trippier then. We've had 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes. Sweden 0, England 0. About 10 and 3/4 minutes, I should say. It's 0-0. And it's a tense quarter-final. It could finish after 90 minutes. It could finish after 120. Or it could finish after the dreaded penalty shootout. Let's hope we don't go that far, because I won't have much time off the air before I've got to present the fourth quarter-final later tonight. I'm going to have no voice left by the end of this. Right, we're into the 12th minute of the game, and it's Sweden 0, England 0. Here's the number 6, Oscar Diniensen, who plays the ball into the penalty area and knocked away. In fact, it comes off a Swedish player last, and a throw to England, which Kieran Trippier will take. A game that's not come alive yet. Neither goalkeeper has been forced into any necessary save. It's a bit tentative to start. Well, it's nerve-wracking. We had a quarter-final this time yesterday that was a bit of a needle match for a good 35-40 minutes between Uruguay and France, and then obviously France obviously came of age. A shot comes in, and I tell you what, Pickford was furious with his defence. Well, it must have been about 30 yards out. It was a well-struck shot with the right foot. And in fact, it was number 17. In fact, yes, it was number 17, Klaassen, I think, with the shot, and it's just over the top. Wasn't far away, and Pickford having a few strong words with his defenders. Another warning sign there for England that Sweden are not here to make up any numbers this afternoon. And the ball hooked back towards the goalkeeper, and that wasn't a brilliant kick by Olsen either. Few tentative, few nervous looking mistakes here by both teams here. So much at stake, a semi-final place. Sweden in actual fact bidding to reach the semi-finals for the first time since 1994. Let's not forget when they ended up losing to Brazil in a pretty forgettable semi-final, if truth be told. They went on to finish third that year by beating Bulgaria, who knocked out Germany, of course, and were beaten by the Italians in the other semi. But England have never reached this stage since 1990, and are looking to do so now, with Young with a crossing from the left-hand side. The Swedes get it away. And of course, the last time Chris referred to in World Cup football was, of course, 2006, where we drew 2-2 with the Swedes in Sven-Göran Eriksson's second and final World Cup with the English side. And in fact, Eriksson himself has been making moves in the press. The Swedes are not there to make up any numbers at all. I do apologise, my phone is going off, but I'm not answering it, as the ball is hooked back in once more. And still 0-0 here. 14 minutes gone. And it's Sweden 0, England 0. And it's Kraft with the throw. 0-0. This is the biggest game for England for so many years that I can remember. 0-0 is the score. The ball over the top. Header one there by Kyle Walker. Does really well. Ali can't get there. Now number 6 Augustiniansen plays the ball back. Still 0-0. Here's Larsen. Larson knocking the ball back. And once again, England just waiting for the Swedes to come forward at them. England do look comfortable with 3 at the back, but here come the Swedes. Good defending again. Harry Maguire getting a body in the way and cutting out that attempted pass. Did really well, and then Young gets it back to Pickford. Well, it's been a first half that's not had too many clear-cut opportunities, but there certainly is a lot of tension. There's a lot of gripping drama here, and it's nerve-wracking, I can tell you. Every English everyone who's affiliated with England now looking on, and of course, obviously, we want your opinions on how the game started from an England's point of view. Keep your comments, of course, clean, and keep your comments rolling in as well. And this has been a first half that has really not lived in the memory as well. As England again just punching up there. And there's a throw in back to the Swedes. It'd be nice to get people's opinions on the comment section. We've only had one so far. We've been going now for 31 minutes on the broadcast, and I have to say the viewing figures so far for the quarterfinals have been unbelievable, beyond our wildest dreams. And Sweden now trying to get another attack going. Once again here, this time on the far side. Sweden 0, England 0 as we come up towards 17 minutes of the first half gone. We're just 10 seconds shy of it, in fact. And then the ball is just back to Granqvist, who now plays Lindelof, of course, of Manchester United. And now number 16, Kraft, gets the ball forward and looking towards Tonivian. But John Stones stood his ground and did really well. Tonivian right behind him, and Stones just disciplined himself defensively. It's been a first half. It's been a good defensive display so far. And England being held here. And just, as I say, no real chances. No real chances really for either side, apart from that speculative effort for Sweden about 4 or 5 minutes ago. So ball's crossed in, but it's by Augustiniansen, and it's off Kieran Trippier, who's been a real hero for England. I knew about how quality he really was in his time at Burnley. Having watched him at Burnley, he looked a class act, and he certainly is a class act these days. And with the scoreline at 0-0, and the ball comes forward, and it's now Henderson midway inside his own half, and he's dug it out well. And here goes Sterling now. He'll use his pace. He's got plenty forward, including Harry Kane, who shoots. Oh, and just wide of the post with his right foot, and the left-hand post, it just fizzled past. And England have created the best opening of the game. And if he just hit the target, then that was 1-0 England, because Olsen was struggling to get there. Just needed to be an inch or two the other side of the left-hand post, and that was 1-0 to England. Oh, the agony. Nil-nil. And a throw in to Sweden, or throw into England. It came off a Swedish player last. And well, we have more followers on as well on the PS4, of course, where we're broadcasting the stream from. And of course we've had well over 419 subscribers as well since we've done these things, so it's amazing how you guys have done well. And here's Ashley Young now for England. Can he get to the left hand side? He can. A good cross, and again Dele Alli was waiting at the back post. Good defending there by Grantfist, otherwise Ali was in there for a free header, and in the end out for a throw. 20 minutes gone. Sweden 0, England 0 in the third World Cup quarter-final. Wow. And we've got Michael Burden on the line, on there. Thank you for this stream. I'm on holiday in Florida and you're the only guy doing this, thank God. Well, thank you for your support as well, and you're more than happy to subscribe. We will be back with another quarter-final later on tonight, British time, 7 o'clock PM. I don't know what that will be over in Florida, but I'm certain it'll be mid-afternoon by the time the fourth quarter-final comes out. Of course, we could be finishing early, whether through extra time, 90 minutes, or even a penalty shootout. Here's Henderson now through the centre for England, still in their own half however. Lingard now, good ball out towards Trippier now on the right hand side, the far side as I look. Trippier urging people to get forward, England colleagues to get forward. He finds Lingard now, gets the ball back from Sterling. Jesse Lingard now cuts towards the right hand side. Young is in acres of space on the left hand side here. Back to Jesse Lingard in field. Lingard now to Sterling. Sterling now back to Harry Maguire, who's just charged forward a little bit, or gone forward a little bit. Still 0-0, and a good ball again to Trippier. Now then, England keeping possession well. Now Kyle Walker gets possession, back to Trippier. Trippier now faced by two Swedes. Maybe a good ball back to Walker would be the case now. Walker decides against the cross, plays it short to Henderson, and now back to halfway. Stones now may well have to go back to his goalkeeper here, the Swedes. Really closing in on him then, and then Henderson, and then the ball back to Pickford, and he's played that one out of the problem. He's played a nice ball out to Young on the left hand side, back in field to Henderson, and Henderson keeps his feet well there. There was a bit of a late challenge going in by one of the Swedes, and now a chance now for Sterling. Can he dig across out here? He's got Trippier behind him if he needs to, and maybe the Trippier was the better option. They appealed for a half out of the handball, but the referee wasn't interested, or may have been blindsided at. Well, only Raheem Sterling could know for sure whether that was a yellow card. England are protesting and certainly wanting the VAR. Let's have a look at it against Sterling with the cross. Well, his arm's down, to be fair. I don't think you could give a penalty for that. If his arm's out, it's a different matter altogether. And that's certainly, the arm was not in a, well, certainly the arm was down, and it wasn't out. If it had been out, then I think England would have had more case for a penalty. So I think the referee got that one right. Here come England again though, and here's Trippier now, low cross, and the goalkeeper holds on. Olsen, that was a really good ball, played in, fizzed in with great defending from Trippier. Well run there by Lingard, and then a nice little cross. It just needed, there's a little deflection, a little nick on that takes it into the goalkeeper's path. And we're halfway through the first half. 0-0. 42% possession Sweden, 58% possession England. 62 passes completed Sweden, 122 per England, and one shot each. So certainly it's a close run thing at the moment. Absolutely Anonymous is with us, of course, and he's on at the moment, and he's saying that England look a little bit jaded from the other night, need to keep pressing and moving. Well, they certainly are doing terrifically well, and William Wallace, of course, is now one of our great, brilliant subscribers, and the subscription does keep on going here, and everybody is enjoying. I hope everyone at home's enjoying it. I'd like to know how you're handling the nerves and the pressure of being an England supporter. I want to know from everybody, men, women, kids, children, the lot. Get your comments in, keep the comments clean. England 0, Sweden 0 with 24 minutes and 40 seconds gone. This is Sterling now deep inside the Sweden half, back towards Ali, back towards Lingard, and Ali again can't thread it through. Sweden slipping there, and the number 17 Klassen gives the ball away, and then Sweden win the ball back. 25 minutes gone, 0-0. And here comes Sweden now, but the flag is up for offside. Flag is up for offside. Don't worry, England fans, nothing untoward's gonna happen there. Looks like Forsberg had gone himself forward, but he was offside. 0-0. We're still very much in the we're still very much in this game. And we're starting to playing football. It's always going to be tough, obviously, as excuse me. Nothing like it, unfortunately. You don't want to be belching during commentary, but at the moment England doing okay. Not spectacular, but that's understandable from the overnight exploits, of course. They've had to have a bit of recuperation and then get on the training field in preparation for Sweden. And it's one or two feisty tackles going in there. Henderson's really got to be careful, because he's one of those carrying a yard card from the night before, of course. And the 3 players that are already carrying yellow cards from previous games. So Jesse Lingard, Kyle Walker and Jordan Henderson, the vice captain, can ill afford another yellow today. Should England get there, they have to stay out of trouble. Sweden 0, England 0, with 26.5 minutes of the first half elapsed here in Samara. England really are sound defensively. Jordan Pickford hasn't had a significant save of any note that I can remember to make. And Harry Kane has come closest to opening the scoring in this first half, as Sweden look to get a break going down that side, and unfortunately Granqvist's attempted ball towards the far side was out of play. There's the coach for Sweden, Anderson, dropping the lid on his water bottle there. Gareth Southgate and Steve Holland. Well, contrast between the assistant and the manager. The manager's in full suit, shirt and tie with a waistcoat. Steve Holland is in his shirt, t-shirt and shorts. To tell who rules the roost in England coaching setup, can't we? Walker now plays it out towards the far side, and Trippier does well. Trippier, that's a decent little ball. Now Henderson takes possession, chips it in there towards Dele Alli. Was waiting on the left hand side of on the D for that ball, or the Swedish D rather, for the ball, but it was muscled out of it by the blanket defence of Sweden. Both teams very mean defensively. Headphones in, floating in the pool, and airbeds. And your commentary is spot on. Thank you, Michael. And don't, whatever you do, do not fall in the pool. You might do if England score, though. Here goes Raheem Sterling now through the centre. He's got Young in a lot of space over on the left hand side there. The low cross, and turned away by number 4 Granqvist for a throw in to England, level with the Swedish penalty area on the left hand side. Back to Jesse Lingard from the throw. Lingard crosses in from the left towards the back post. Real chance here for England. Header back by Trippier. Still might drop here for England. And it just will not drop in the end. And Sweden just hook it away to the halfway line, where Kyle Walker now picks the ball up for England. 0-0 in Samara. Between England and Sweden, we've played nearly 29 minutes of the first half. This is Harry Maguire now on halfway, just inside the Swedish half. Now John Stones has it inside the centre circle. To Kyle Walker, back to John Stones, back in the England half now. They're building again from the back. Little flick by Henderson round the corner, does well. Ali takes possession, 25 from goal. Ball out to Trippier, there goes the space on the right hand side. Chance to get a good cross in there towards Harry Kane, and nodded behind for an England corner by the number 16 Kraft. And Trippier then, he's putting in a real shift down the right hand side, putting in some really good crosses. And having seen him at close quarters in his Burnley days doing exactly that, he's producing the same consistency as he did under Sean Dyche at Burnley. Now Sean Dyche would love to bring him back, but he's come on leaps and bounds in the last year or two at Tottenham, and I think he's had a very good club now, but all due respect. Here's Young with the corner from the left hand side. Young floats the corner in, and what a goal! A goal for England! It's Harry Maguire, and that's just what we needed in more ways than one. Half an hour gone here in Samara. Harry Maguire has nodded in from 6 yards, and England have left off in the quarter-finals of the World Cup. Wow! The England fans go wild with glee. Harry Maguire punches the air with pure delight, and it was an easy header. The goalkeeper never stood a chance. Great corner from Ashley Young, and bang into the net. And what a way for England to get off the mark. Harry Maguire comes up with a big goal. He's had a big tournament in the last couple of games for me, Harry Maguire, and he's come up with a big goal, the Leicester City man. What a moment for him. A man schooled at Hull, and a man that's continued his good form at Leicester City, has brought his way into the England team. Some people criticise his decision to pick him ahead of James Tarkowski, but I think Southgate has been vindicated big time with that one. Harry Maguire, a big goal, and that's probably the best moment of his footballing career. Sweden 0, England 1. 31 minutes gone in Samara. We have lift off here in the quarterfinals. England 1 up. Now we've got to try and cash in and make this advantage tell. Maybe the red shirts are doing the business again. Maybe we should stick to red now throughout the rest of the tournament. Wow. The Swedes now have to come out and play football, something they haven't had to do too much in this tournament. And England have got the capacity to really catch the Swedes out. 1-0 England lead. A goal from Harry Maguire after half an hour. Young now. Back to Young again from Dele Alli. Crucius Nayes, this is great. England are excellent attacking team right now. Well, they're brilliant from set pieces, that's for sure. What a perfect corner that was from Ashley Young. You've got to give him 10 out of 10 for that corner, and what a header. And he put it in the only spot he could find, Harry Maguire. And the goalkeeper was getting nowhere near that. A big moment for England, that. Never mind the defence. As an Englishman myself, a proud Englishman, I don't care. England are in the lead, and I'm not saying this to be biased against the Swedes or anybody else. This is unbelievable stuff. England 1 up, and deservedly so. They have looked a little bit more better on the break, and they got the goal they so desperately wanted. John O'Malley is subscribing, and wow, I can't wait for half time to come quickly enough. We've got about 15 minutes just under of the first half to go. Wow. Jordan Pickford hasn't had much to do in this game. The England subs there just warming up. And well, well, it's 1-0 to England, and absolutely superb. I had to take a little breather then, because that was an important one. But I have to tell you that folks, Harry Maguire's first goal for his country, I think, and what a goal that is for him to finish it off. So Maguire, after 30 minutes, the goal scorer, and a good point there. We've been saying we needed a goal in the first half. We didn't get it, of course, against Colombia. Well, we certainly got it now. And well, half an hour in, we've got the lead, and now we've just got to see it to half time and then regroup and get back in there and try and push home the advantage in the second half if we can. This is Trippier. England might still go for another one. Crossing on the right, and Sterling was lurking inside the penalty area as well. That's another devious cross there from Trippier, and then the attempted shot from Henderson by about 25 yards right of centre, and he caught it all wrong. But this is the goal again. Watch the movement here from Harry Maguire, and just has enough to get away from his defender here, which was in fact Forsberg, the attacking man that was back defending there. Bullied him easily off the ball, legally I should add, and what a header that was. And now Sebastian Larsson and co have got problems aplenty now. England in command, they look strong defensively and now have the lead. Harry Maguire after 30 minutes has, dare I say, put England surely on the way. The semi-finals potentially beckon, but there's still a long way to go in this match. We've only had 35 minutes, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a job to be done. The next objective now is the next 10 minutes, get to half time and see where that takes us. If we can get in there one up, brilliant. If we can get a second one, but we must not concede now to Sweden. We must not, repeat, not concede. Gareth Southgate looks on anxiously along with Steve Holland there to his left. Sweden have a free kick about 10 yards inside the England half on the far side, and it's going to be Augustinsson to take the free kick. 9 minutes of the first half remaining, and it's swept in there and headed away with consummate ease for a throw-in on halfway inside the England half by Harry Maguire, who's having a marvellous tournament. People were thinking he would be a weak link, but he's been a real strength. Had a marvellous match against the Colombians the other night, and today he's proving why he's been so good for Leicester City over the last 12 months in the Premier League. Fantastic defender, and what a great header of the ball that really was. And the whole nation will have jumped up as one there as that ball is threaded through, and it's going to be with Jordan Pickford now inside the penalty area. Well, we've got a match on here, folks. 36 minutes gone, Sweden 0, England 1, and this really is fantastic. And the accolades keep coming this weekend. Impressed by your commentary. Well, thank you very much for the accolades. It's been a successful weekend so far for all things JB Claret YouTube channel, and we are delighted to bring you this commentary, as we will be delighted to bring you Russia against Croatia later, as Sweden now go on a break with with Kraft, the number 16, playing a ball towards the penalty area, and in the end it came to nothing. And well, I know I'm an audio feed. I'm sure I'm just excited, Adam. I really am excited. I know I sometimes when you're involved in the excitement of the game, you get that sense. I think that's one for Coleman balls, quite honestly, Adam, but I've got to watch it. I'm audio. Yeah, but I should have really said I'm just watching the movement there from Harry Maguire. That's what I should have said, not watch the move. But there are some people, Adam, now listening to my stream and watching it on television. So sometimes you just got to, although you've got to paint the picture in radio, you've got to also point out to the people that might be listening as well to the commentary, but also watching on TV as well. So, but a marvellous performance from England. I don't think Sweden have tested Jordan Pickford as much as I can remember in this first half. Oh my days. But Sweden now have to try and come out and attack England, but they mustn't panic, the Swedes. But they are playing some erratic passes at the moment, and Henderson's intercepted one 10 yards inside the Swedish half. And Henderson's won a little game of head tennis, and he's found Jesse Lingard on the far side. And now the ball back to John Stones. Marshall thinks superbly at the heart of that three-man England defence, along with the hero of the moment, Harry Maguire, and Kyle Walker. What England have to do now for the next 6 minutes is not do anything rash, not do anything stupid, and if we can see it to half time. But there we are. Purposeful purpose, or porpoise, I think that's how we pronounce it. I'm listening to your audio only. Can't make it to the pub. Thank you very much for doing this. Well, it's a pleasure, and we love doing it for you anyway. That's the important thing. If you're getting enjoyment out of it, we're getting enjoyment out of it. And believe you me, I've been waiting my whole life to commentate on an England game of this big importance, and I'm fulfilling an ambition, and I'm also making your afternoon by bringing these messages to you live. 40 minutes gone. Sweden 0, England 1. A goal after 30 minutes from Harry Maguire, and there he is again to make a great interception now, or rather Kyle Walker is on the edge of his own area, and in fact does well to pursue the ball and keep it in. And look at the way England are now playing the ball out. They're playing around with playing the ball back with real confidence. Henderson in to win another ball. Now Harry over the halfway line to the left of the centre circle, drifts out to the left, and here's Raheem Sterling. He'll run at the defender, Sterling to the byline, and the deflection on the cross, and Lingard tried to backheel the ball back towards the goal inside the 6-yard area. There was enough Swedish players to be there, and pleasure to be here. Well, everyone's enjoying themselves on the text or on the messaging, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a ball. I've had a ball for 40 minutes here, that is for sure. As I just see Lingard there on a replay trying to stab the ball goalwards with the back of his left foot. Wow, 4 minutes of the first half to go. I hope Chris Wackman is getting himself in position, because I'm going to need to lie down after this 40 minutes it's 45 minutes that we're just witnessing right now. We're witnessing an England performance that has been full of heart and desire, and 261 passes done by England, and the accuracy is a whopping 80%. Now the passing has been good, it's been crisp, and 80% passing is not bad for 260 odd passes. Brilliant stuff from England so far, but they've got to keep it together defensively as that cross is floated in, and well, that was a good cross on the far side by Forsberg. There's just no one in the penalty area. Pickford was able to pluck it out of the air and just take the heat out of the situation here for England. As we come up now towards 3 minutes to half time of normal time, there will be a little bit of injury time, possibly a minute, maybe two at the most. I can't remember being too many stoppages for any big injuries or anything like that. The game seems to have flown by so far quite rapidly. I think we're just slowing the tempo down now. They're in control. They're playing without fear. It's an England side I've not seen for a long time. A side of England that they're actually playing a tournament match without fear. The last sort of 20 years we've seen England teams play with fear, and they've ended up flat on their faces. The so-called golden generation really didn't take off, but maybe this golden generation might just do so, as Ray is still going behind, but Lindelof saves Sweden there as on the edge of his own 6-yard box there with a goal-saving tackle, because Sterling, when he's in that area of the field, he can be deadly from them. Now he scored 20 goals for Manchester City, remember, last season. The season just gone, and he's a real forward in anyone's side. And Sterling's onside, I think. The flag stayed down, and he should have scored then. And the goalkeeper has saved, and then the number 15 got back there, or the 16 got back there, Kraft, and hooked it away. Well, the flag certainly stayed down there. Well, on the far side, and the goalkeeper also made a good save. I think the flag did go up in the end. Just looking for the offside. Well, he's 2 yards off, I have to say. Well, that should have been finished, but in the end it need not matter. I think the referee overruled his linesman, Gareth Southgate. Oh dear me. Well, it is a free kick in fact, so Sweden have taken that free kick. There's a Swedish player gone down, and well, not just in football. Of course, the Wimbledon's going on at the moment. We've had the cricket as well. It's been a very useful one-day side in cricket. The Test side have suffered a little bit, but let's not get depressed about the England cricket team. Let's concentrate on the football team, who have been, to a man in this first half, superb. Trippier with a beautiful little chest down into the path of Lingard, and then a good ball over the top, and Sterling is onside this time. Good control by Sterling. The goalkeeper half save it. Still Sterling. Can he finish it off? Kane is there on the scene. Sterling shoots, and then Jen, it's a block. Right on the edge of the 6-yard area. Sterling onside. Tried to take it around the keeper. Why didn't he shoot first up? It's a lovely ball from Henderson, and this time Sterling timed his run beautifully through the centre. His first touch was actually, to be fair to him, was a little air. Olsen did well, stopped him there. Kane was offered, Kane was there, and Ali was there, but Sterling went alone. This is actually a good piece of goalkeeping by Olsen, because that's a game-saving save, that one, if you see what I mean. And in the end, Grampus gets back to deny Sterling on the second one. Still not finished yet. It's a corner to be taken by Trippier. His set pieces, along with Ashley Young's, has been superb. And remember, the deadly from corners. Maguire was being tugged there, I thought, but the referee wasn't interested. Still, Henderson to Young, back to Young again. We're only in the 1 minute, as I thought would be. Maguire staying forward, and he came in at the back post. He came steering in there, and in the end, England nearly on the verge of a second one. Trippier now to Sterling. Sterling pulled the ball back from the right hand side. It's going to be another corner. We've got about 15 seconds of stoppage time to go, and I'm hoping Chris Whiteman will be on the other end to hear me through, because he better be getting his headset on already, because I'm going to need to lie down after this action-packed all-action first half, which certainly came to the ball after half an hour. Corner though for England to see through first. Can we get a second one here? What a moment it could be. Trippier sends the corner in again towards Maguire. Header back towards Young. England will still have this. Play once again. There goes the half-time whistle. And what a 45 minutes it has been. It has been a great first 45 minutes for England, and absolutely superb. They played some fantastic stuff in the first half, and what a performance so far. And England at halfway have a goal for Harry Maguire from a set piece, a corner. Fantastic, superb performance. And before I hand back to Chris, I just want to give a shout out back to Adam, enjoying your commentary whilst cooking up some pancakes out in California. We've been heard in Florida, we've been heard in California. Hard time here in Sahara. It's 1-0 to England. Chris, we're big in America, Chris. I'm going to hand back to you, Chris. Can you believe it? We're big in America. 1-0 England at half time.
Well, that's not too bad, is it? It's nice to see our broadcast is spreading across the world. How is everybody doing? I mean, I've found that first half a bit frustrating, if I'm honest. It's been enjoyable to watch, but I don't know, England seemed very, very nervous for the first 20 minutes until Maguire got that goal. And Raheem Sterling, I mean, the guy, come on, he should have scored. That second opportunity that he had was onside, but nope, he's going to need another 8 chances before he can score a goal. But other than that, I think the game's been fairly even. Both teams seemed very nervous, and well, it's going to be an interesting second half. I think Sweden, since they conceded a goal, they certainly stepped up the tempo a little bit rather than playing extremely slow. But it's going to be an interesting second half. I don't know what everyone else's thoughts are. And it's so we've got, yes, you got Michael Burden from Florida. It's yeah, it's quite a widespread for our broadcast. But, let's have a look at what people's thoughts are on the game so far. It's been a great one. Obviously, the "it's coming home" movement has gone into full swing since Harry Maguire scored that brilliant header from the corner. It's incredible right now. So let's see what people are saying. A lot of people complaining about Raheem Sterling, as you would do. A lot of memes going around. The it's happening meme. It's been a good game so far, I've got to say. I mean, you can tell that both teams realise that it's their big opportunity to get to a semi-final. Obviously, Sweden did make a World Cup final back in 56, 58, was it? 58, I think it was. They reached a final. So they've certainly got the pedigree. Obviously, England won World Cup a couple of World Cups later from that, so quite close in their history of World Cup finals at least. But I've got to say, for Sweden, their captain, obviously Gilchrist, or however you pronounce his name, he's been a bit of a man mountain, getting rid of everything. Harry Maguire has been superb for England. Martin Keown was he's unfortunately doing the commentary on the BBC, which I promptly muted him and switched to John's, as you do. And he was comparing him to Bobby Moore, and we were quickly turning around and saying, "Stop it! You're getting carried away, Martin." So he has been a really good performer for England in this World Cup so far. Which I would like to kindly remind John about his remarks before the World Cup, complaining that the back end of the season for Leicester was terrible and that Maguire perhaps shouldn't be in the squad. Of course, I'm sure he'll argue with me when he comes back on air, but there you go. Yeah, half-time, 1-0. We've got probably about 10 minutes until we kick off again. But I will say, in Raheem Sterling's defence, obviously, of him missing the opportunities, he has created all sorts of space in midfield because people are picking him up because of his pace, and his pace is certainly causing all kinds of problems for Sweden. So there is that element to his game which we are valuing. It's just I wish he could finish. I mean, he had that glaring opportunity at the back end of the half and then just somehow messed up. It was incredibly frustrating, but there you go. It's I'm sure the newspapers will go crazy on Raheem Sterling if they get the opportunity, although the media seems to have backed off a lot. That's one thing I've found at this World Cup for England, is that the media, normally they're quite, they jump on any kind of mistake that Michael Burden saying Martin's a plank. I totally agree with that. And Chris Niall saying England are doing enough to win but could do more. Totally agree with that. We could definitely do more. But it's been a good first half at least. I've completely lost my train of thought of what I was talking about then. Oh yeah, the media side of things. They've not criticised as much as they have in previous World Cups, and when they have done, the social media backlash to back the players, literally just saying, look, they're going to a World Cup, stop criticising them. You're going to mess up their mentality and everything, and make them, lose their concentration and everything, should they pay attention to the media. So it's nice to see that the connection between the fans and the players of this World Cup is at its peak, basically. We're defending the players. We're literally going, look, shut up. They're going to a World Cup. They're representing our country. Just get behind them and stop being negative about them. Because there was Empar is listening from Poland again. Nice to see you again. It's so far all a bit nervous. Yes, it does have a very nervous feel to it. We're going back to that. It's been nice to see that the fans have got behind the players, and this whole "it's coming home" thing. I will say it's the whole idea that basically the whole idea behind it is that we, in our heart of hearts, we probably know it's not coming home, but we're going to speak it into existence. Even if we get knocked out, it's still coming home. That kind of attitude. It's just kind of like it's happening. So we just get behind the lads and give it to them. But someone should tell Sterling to play football. Well, yeah, it is frustrating to watch sometimes, especially when you see how much they're paid. But let's not get caught up in negativity here. It's been a good first half for England. I'm sure Sweden will come out of the blocks fairly quick in the second half as well to get back at it, because it's they're the team that's behind. They were dictating the pace for the first 20 minutes or so until Maguire decided to plant his head through the ball. It's all been very exciting, and it's something that I haven't experienced for the Harry Maguire picture that keeps going around with that woman looking at him with a certain look in her eye. It's circulating quite a lot as well. But it's good. It's been a good game so far, and I'm hoping that everyone's enjoyed it. John's commentary has been excellent as usual. There's a lot of criticism of the BBC at the moment going around on Twitter, as you know. A lot of people talking about Alan Shearer talking about flicking balls. There you go, take that where you will. That's where we'll leave it. And they've got Jermaine Juniors trying to talk about the game, which is mildly amusing as well. I'm just waiting. We've got probably another 5 minutes before we get back in the action. But it has been it's weird, this World Cup. It's a strange atmosphere, because previous World Cups we've sort of had, I mean, I say the previous World Cup, the 2014 World Cup, we sort of expected to get out of the group stage and then sort of, you know, maybe not make the first knockout round, but that was kind of the final straw, I think, for a lot of England fans to have expectations of the team. Because when we didn't make out the group stage, it was kind of like, that generation, that's it, that generation is done. The last of the golden generation, the Gerrards, the Lampards, the Rooneys, you know, they needed to go, because it was quite clear that for whatever reason it just didn't work out for them, which is a shame, because you look at that golden generation, you know, flipping Belgium are giving their current team the golden generation tag, which I think is a dangerous pressure to put on them. But you looked at that team on paper, particularly in 2004, when it was probably at its peak. You know, as England fans can sit there and go, we had a midfield of Beckham, Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, a fit Owen Hargreaves that was playing for Bayern Munich at the highest level, Joe Cole, you know, Frank Lampard. You sat there and you looked at that midfield and go, how the hell did we not dominate? You know, and then you had Michael Owen at his peak, fully fit, and you had a 16-year-old Wayne Rooney who had burst onto the scene and was, you know, completely fearless. And then the defence of Ashley Cole, Gary Neville as the usual left back and right back, but then you had the centre back choices of people like John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell. You know, Gareth Southgate was in the squad for Euro 2004 as well. So you had that, and the only place you could criticise was perhaps the goalkeeper in terms of David James, Paul Robinson. I think Chris Kirkland was in that squad as well. So the goalkeeper position was considered our weakest spot. But this whole idea of putting an expectation on the squad, you know, now it was just a case of, well, if we get out of the group, and we'll just see what happens after that. And the way that this World Cup has gone, there's not the expectation that we're going to pounce on the opportunity because all the big teams have gone out. It's just a case of, well, we've got nothing to lose at this stage. Because if you sit there and go, well, you know, we've got to the quarterfinals, that was probably, you know, people would have been very happy with that before the World Cup started. It just so happens that the way that the World Cup has gone, it's, you know, becoming a bit of a, you know, it's like the expectations constantly shifting. But I think a lot of England fans just turn around and go, well, if we get further than planned, then great. If we don't, well, you know, we had no expectations going into it. So it's just one of those things. But England could, I mean, this World Cup is extremely unpredictable, but they could quite easily get to the final. You know, depending on who wins between Russia and Croatia, which we'll see later on today. You know, you'd probably, as an England fan, you'd probably sit there and go, well, you'd take both of them, to be honest. Russia have got that added edge of being the host nation, whereas Croatia are just, they've probably got their best group of players they've ever had, with like Rakitic and Modric and Zukic and all that. It's been good. Kathleen, how are Sweden playing? They're playing very slowly. They're not really, they haven't really created any problems as of yet. I don't think Pickford's been forced into any. I don't think he's been forced into any saves. In fact, the only shots they've really had have either trickled towards Pickford or flown over the bar by quite a distance. So they're playing it around at the back a lot. When they're not in possession, however, Sweden are pressing quite high up the pitch, basically forcing England to hoof it up from the back. So it's yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how the second half goes. But Sweden, they definitely need to step it up a notch going into the second half, because you know, they're behind. It's England have got it all to lose now. They're in the position they are because they've put them in that position. They were the favourites going into it, only slightly, but now it's just going to be a case of, can England hold their nerve? They looked very nervous first half, both teams did in fact, but England looked particularly nervous up until Maguire scored his goal. So hopefully at half-time, Gareth Southgate will have just settled the nerves, gone, just play your natural game, and you know, the result will come. You know, we probably need a second goal, let's face it, because we hung on to a 1-0 lead against Colombia, and they managed to snatch an equaliser in the 90-odd minutes. mark. So it's dangerous to just sit on a 1-goal lead, but hopefully England can go and get a second. So from what I'm hearing, the teams are returning from the dressing rooms. I'm sure we'll be ready in just a moment or two. But, if I was to change anything for England, it would be, I'd probably say that Dele Alli's been non-existent so far. I don't want to over-criticise, but he hasn't really contributed much so far in the first half. So perhaps Loftus-Cheek should have a part to play. But we shall see. I'm sure Gareth Southgate has his plan for the second half. You know, Sterling needs to learn how to finish his dinner and then score a goal, perhaps, because he's been. England should have at least another goal, but they don't. But as I said, let's not focus on the negative things. The positive thing is England are 1-0 up. They're in control of their own destiny. We're 45 minutes away, essentially, from our first semi-final appearance in a tournament since 1996, and the first semi-final in a World Cup since 1990. So it'll be the first time that I ever witness it. Because I was 2. No, I was 1.5 years old in '96. So I don't have any personal memories of the last time England made it to a semi-final of any kind of tournament. So yeah, I'm sure people are getting their calculators out and working out how old I am now. So I'll let you try and figure that out. We should be starting the second half shortly. It's going to be all up to Sweden to try and make a game out of this. They've been a bit sluggish to start off with, but England just need to settle the nerves. They need to, just go out there and play their normal game, and they should be fine. As you should be approaching the second half any moment now. So thank you all for the kind comments, by the way. It's been terrific for both me and John, especially the last couple of days. So hopefully we are doing a great job for you guys to listen into. Quick reminder as well, I will be covering Croatia-Russia later on this evening. So it'll be 7 o'clock kickoff time, so you can join us on this live stream about 6:45, 10 to 7. So should be a fun game to commentate on. The hosts against a surprise package, Croatia. Should be an exciting game, to say the least. So, just waiting for the teams to come out for this second half.
They are out. We're back underway.
I'll hand you over to John.
Thank you very much, Chris. We're back underway, folks. We just had a bit of miscommunication there, but that happens in live football. But yeah, as Chris said, you haven't missed anything. We've only been playing about 30 seconds. As Chris said, Russia against Croatia, a potential semi-final opponent for England. You won't want to miss that if England get through today. So 1-0 England. We've played really well as a team. We've looked very good. 47 seconds in the second half, crossing from the right-hand side by Sweden, half hooked away by Maguire. Now Forsberg will keep it in for Sweden. I'll recap the two teams for you in case you missed it earlier. In a second or two when we get a break in play. This is the number 17 Klassen. Klassen now has got Forsberg on the near side. The ball's out for a throw-in for Sweden. No changes that I can see, but I will give you a rundown of the two sides in a second or two, because once we get a break in play, because it started pretty swiftly, and it's Sweden on the attack. No doubt, boy, but words from their coach at half-time. Klassen takes the throw, then the ball comes back. Now a chance here for the number 6 Augustinson to get the ball in, and a good save! And a good save, Berg with a free header at the back post, and Jordan Pickford practically on the goal line. Scooped it away, but Sweden still on the attack here. Nervous moments here for England at the start of the second half, as the ball gets floated in, and there's Maguire. Sure, he'll hold it out, and it's a goal kick to Sweden, or to England rather. This is the chance. Augustinson with the cross, a good header there by Berg, and a good save, a big left hand from Jordan Pickford. That's an even better save than the one he pulled off against Colombia the other night. Fantastic save. Right, so let's run down the two teams while we got a goal kick. Sweden lined up as follows: Holsten, Linderoth, Granqvist, Augustinson, Larsson, Ekdal, Berg, Forsberg, Kraft, Klassen and Tony Vinim. So the same team that started the game. Same from England. They're unchanged, in fact, from the Colombian. It's an unchanged team from who started against Colombia in the last round. So go through their lineup: Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire. Them three, Walker, Stones and Maguire. They're the three-man back four. Then you got Lingard, Henderson, Kane, Sterling, Trippier, Young and Dele Alli. And of course substitutions could play a key part. Loftus-Cheek, no chance for Vardy to play a part because he's out for injury. He picked up a knock during extra time on Tuesday. England now on the break, or to try and get an attack going, but that'll please one or two of the Swedes that they've created a big chance there. But Jordan Pickford proving his ever-growing reputation as the goalkeeper. A really good save there, and that was a marvellous piece of goalkeeping as Pickford in fact gets the ball away with his left foot, and it's a throw to England in fact off Augustiniansen. So Trippier now will take it about 15 yards inside the Swedish half, and then he throws it back into his own half where Kyle Walker was unmarked and just unchallenged, I should say. Finds John Stones still inside the England half, about 10 yards from halfway, and it's the goal scorer Maguire. Still 1-0 in this quarter-final, the third of the fourth. Already through in the other half of the draw. We've got France and Belgium. They will play off on the first semi-final. This is for the place. These are for the last two places. The two places in the second semi-final. England, if they were to get past Sweden today, will face neither Russia or Croatia, who kick off at 7 o'clock, and you'll be able to hear that with us only on the JB, here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. So stay tuned at around about 6:45 when we'll start our build-up and try and get a little bit more reaction from England winning earlier today from the England game. Well, I don't want to put the muckers on it. They are winning at the moment, but they haven't won anything yet. I just needed to clear up all that sort of thing. Washington lad, we build them well. Here's a chance now for Sweden. What a good tackle by Trippier. He's done really well. The Tottenham man, former Burnley player, has actually started his career, born actually not far from, actually born in Lancashire, born in Bacup, I believe, in Lancashire, and then obviously was he come up through the youth ranks at Manchester City, and then Eddie Howe brought him to Burnley, and he flourished literally under Howe, and then Sean Dyche made him a better player when he came, and then obviously he got his big move to Spurs, and he's not looked back ever since. As the ball comes back to Jordan Pickford for England, and 1-0 they lead with 5 and a half minutes gone actually in the second half of the game. The goal after 30 minutes from Harry Maguire from a corner taken by Ashley Young on the left hand side. Is the difference. There's a foul inside the centre circle there on Granqvist by Raheem Sterling. A free kick to Sweden. 1-0. It's an audio commentary. It's an audio commentary. I give the score out every 2 minutes. Please do not leave this YouTube channel. There are other people that are trying to sneak in and steal my thunder, which is not great. 1-0 England lead. They know the score. They know the score. As the ball is threaded out towards the far side, and we've got number 10 here, Forsberg. Forsberg with another dipping little cross, and in the end it went over the top of Pickford's crossbar. Not much to spare really. So you just see that header again from Berg. That nearly made it 1-1, but that's a flying save by the former Sunderland and now Everton goalkeeper. Big left hand to turn it away. Otherwise that was the equalising goal for Sweden. That was a really good bit of goalkeeping there. And England really have their goalkeeper to thank, but they're still, as things stand, on their way to a place in the semi-finals for the first time in this tournament since 1990, and I do remember that semi-final vividly. I was a 6-7-year-old youngster in those days, and I remember Chris Waddle and Paul Gascoigne's tears, and Chris Waddle blazing his penalty over and crying into the summer sun. My dad consoled with me, and the same in Euro 96. I was 13 years old in last time we reached the semi-final, Euro 96, and I was in devastation when Germany knocked us out again in the semi-final. We should have won that night. I remember Gascoigne in extra time at Wembley half an inch away from connecting onto an Alan Shearer ball. Cross-come shot, and it was golden goings in those days. Meanwhile, back in 2018, England have a free kick on the far side, midway inside the Swedish half. They've taken it quickly. This is Lingard. Oh, the referee's not happy. He wants it brought back. This referee's not standing for any nonsense here. 53 minutes gone. Sweden 0, England 1. England have to retake the free kick again. Ashley Young over it. Will they go for the same sort of quickly taking set piece, or will it be the floater? It might catch the Swedes on the hop as that ball's flooded in there towards Maguire, towards the back post, and then Sterling trying to turn it back, still in play and off the line almost virtually from a header at the far post. Trippier, who was not one of his better crossers. Stones is there, no foul, but it is a Swedish throw. Referee making his point permanently clear as the free kick again came in towards Maguire at the back post. Sterling tried to turn it back in on Aylred, then the cross, and then they headed back across the face. That would have been some goal if Sterling had pulled that one off at the far post, but alas he didn't, and it remains 1-0. But Henderson in there to win it very well, and look at the break in by Sterling. He's onside. He needs to get support in the middle though. Kane is making a good dash, but he's outnumbered by 4 or 5 Swedish defenders who got back in the nick of time, and I think Rambus was the man who nodded it away. And now the referee's got a bit more sorting out to do here. It is an English throw, I think, and he's having a word with one of the Swedish players, number 20, Toivonen. And coming up towards the 10-minute mark of the second half. It is an English throw, don't forget. 54 minutes gone. England at a moment stand 35 minutes away from, well, I would say immortality, really. There's only one England manager that's managed to get England to a World Cup semi-final on foreign soil. That was Italian 90, of course, and the late great Sir Bobby Robson. And I was watching in the build-up before the game on the television that Elsie, his widow, sent a good luck message to Gareth Southgate, and that's how much the nation is behind the team right now. They're probably playing with that real swagger like they did back in 1990. That's what the feeling that I've been getting throughout this tournament. Okay, we didn't put in a great performance against Belgium, but that didn't matter. What mattered was England were there, and now they're in with a chance of a semi-final berth as Kane plays that in there, and Sterling is going to pick the ball up on the far side. Sterling gets the ball in there. Ali was waiting in the centre. Still might come here from Maguire. He's having a game and a half. Henderson now picks it up midway inside the Swedes half. Now Sterling again. Sterling now is actually done pretty well as regards the running ability of the game. Okay, he hasn't finished well enough, but that's no bad thing really. And it's Lingard wins the ball, gets his shot in, deflected, and it's going to be a corner now to England. Shot just to the left of the D there, little deflection, and Olsen was a bit worried there in that Swedish goal. They had to get a block off there, and in fact it was the number 16 there, Kraft, who got back there and denied him. So an English corner, second goal would be so crucial, an insurance policy if you like. Trippier to take it from the right hand side, the near side as I look. Ali, Henderson, Kane, Maguire, Stones all inside the penalty area. There's about 2, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 or 8 Swedes back there as well. It's going to be a bit of a crowd scene, and the referee will be standing for no nonsense. We'll be interested to see what they do with Harry Kane. Will they wrestle him to the cross? The corner comes in. There's an England player down there. Has the referee spotted it? They're appealing for a penalty there for England. I know they seem to be half-hearted appeals because Kane's got on with it straight away, and the referee's not happy about something that's got on. I don't think he's happy about the throwing being taken quickly. Now what's he giving here? Is he giving a throw-in? It's hard to tell with this referee what he's given there. He has given a throw-in. I think he's pulled it back because England were trying to get on with it too quickly. Here's Kane now into the area from the throw-in. Back towards Henderson, back to Young again. Young will run at the defender on the left-hand side, and he's teased him, he's nutmegged him in fact, and the cross was blocked in the end. Still might come for England. Cross comes in from Henderson, headed away once more by the Swedish defence. Now Young, good control on the far side, he kept it in play really well. Young now to Ali on the edge of the area, Dele Alli, it's a chance here for Lingard. Lingard shoots, deflected, it'll come for Trippier on the right. First touch of control, then he comes back inside. Felt he could have crossed earlier. Good cross towards the back post. It's 2-0! Dele Alli has made it 2-0! England in complete control here in Sahara. The English fans go absolutely wild. And England, dare I say it, on one foot in the semi-finals of the World Cup for the first time since 1990. Wow, what great football that was! Wonderful cross from Jesse Lingard, received a short pass from Kieran Trippier. He played it in superbly with his right foot, and in came Dele Alli, who's yet until this point has not really shone enough in the World Cup, but he's come of age on the biggest stage, and when it's mattered the most. The goalkeeper, maybe question marks against him there, should he have saved it? But who cares? England are just 32 minutes away from a place in the semi-finals, and they're going to emulate surely Sir Bobby Robson's side back in 1990. This is unbelievable. England are coming of age in this World Cup. We're now played 59 minutes here. There's an England player gone down just on halfway. It's Harry Kane. He's taken one there. Seb Larsson, the guilty party. Frustration, I think, more than anything else. Oh, dear me, that was awful from Larsson. Should be in the book for me. Should be in the book. But England now have to just stay disciplined. They're so close now. Half an hour just over away, plus stoppage time. Here in Samara, if they can just play sensibly and just not do anything stupid, they're going to be in the final, or the semi-final rather. I think it's a bit too hasty to say that we're going to be in the final. We've still got to get past, if we get past this lot today, we've got to get past Russia and Croatia, who kick off at 7 o'clock. You can be able to hear that with us, with Chris Whiteman. And here's Young now on the far side. Young now breaking, he's got overlap here. It's Dele Alli now. Can he cross the ball back? He can. England looking for another one here. Here's Henderson touching it back. Henderson to Trippier. Trippier now back to Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker just pirouettes and turns nicely there. England now half an hour just under away from equaling the best performance since 1966, which was the 1990 semi-final. They are about to write their name into history, really. A semi-final berth. Who would have predicted it at the start? England, is it there? Yeah. Dare I say it, I'll whisper it very quietly. It's coming home. 61 minutes gone in Samara. It's Sweden 0, England 2. This has got to be... Oh, I've never known it to be like this. But we must not be complacent. Here's a chance now for Sweden on the far side. The ball back in. Chance here. Good save, Pickford. And another good block there. And England having to be on their mettle defensively. Still might come here again. Sweden breaking down the left-hand side. And then I think it was Forsberg that went down in the edge of the D and doesn't get a free kick. And it was him denied, I think, as well. My point blank raised by Pickford. Ball played in there, and it was Forsberg. Good save initially there, and then the follow-up was well blocked there. I think it was Kyle Walker there, crossing towards the penalty area, and out for a goal kick. Oh dear me, that should have been 2-1 to Sweden. Berg was in there. There's the chance. In fact, it wasn't. It was Klassen, number 17, who was denied first, and then Jordan Henderson, in fact, got back there and blocked it. My goodness, it's all happened. But Jordan Pickford has made two unbelievable saves to keep England in the lead in Samara. It's 2-0, but Sweden have had two big chances in the second half. This is not over yet. Henderson with the Pickford with the left-footed kick. Oh, I'm so excited it's getting to me now in the commentary box. I do apologise. The tension gets to the players, it gets to the managers, it even gets up to the commentary box. Sweden 0, England 2. This is beyond anyone's wildest dreams in Samara this afternoon as the long cross comes in from the right hand side by the halfway line, and Pickford taking that no problem at all. Well, Sweden may have to play some jokers here to get themselves back into the game. Liam Price says hello. Hello to you, Liam. Hope you're enjoying the match. And the commentary, of course. And it's really been good to know about the commentary as the attempted through ball there by Klassen was cut out there by Harry Maguire's had a superb match, and England breaking down the left. And it's Ashley Young. Ali now on the overlap if he chooses to use him. Young still going. And he's played it to Sterling now. 25 from goal. Trippier on the right hand side. Trippier just decides to go infield to Jesse Lingard. England have just got to keep their heads, stay calm, stay positive, stay patient, and they'll be in the semi-finals of the World Cup. They can't afford any mistakes. A goal for Sweden, and it's going to be a tense finish. We don't want to be run through the mill, that is for sure, but Jordan Pickford has become a hero. 2 quality saves in this match to add to the one he pulled off against Colombia on Tuesday. This is the second goal again. I'm just looking at it there. Lovely cross in from Jesse Lingard. That was inch perfect, and Dele Alli nods it in. Questions asked maybe of Robin Olsen, maybe, but Tonyvan's game is up, maybe his World Cup is off. And number 11, John Guidetti, of course, had a bit of a own spell at Burnley, remember, believe it or not, but he's gone on to greater and better things. He had a spell at Celtic as well, and Forsberg is also off, and Olsen is on. Martin Olsen, again as a Burnley fan, I have very bad memories of as he cheated in a Blackburn-Burnley derby once. That is for sure, as Kane goes forward, and here's a chance now for Sterling. Sterling towards the penalty area. How long is there left to go? There's about 26 minutes or so to go in Bailey Jack, and it's a corner to England, who are now on the cusp of something spectacular here. Semi-final berth. What is a set piece? Corner or a free kick routine that turns out to be a header or a chance in there. Brian Miller, that's a famous Burnley name from many moons ago. The corner kick to be taken by Trippier now. Can England get a third from another corner? Trippier sends the corner in again. There's a little jostling going on, and the ball's loose. Henderson knocked it back in there, and a chance back. Maguire was straight at the back post, and he smashed it over the crossbar from about 8 yards out. But it was a typical centre-back finish in actual fact, and it's gone way to Rose and behind for a Swedish goal kick. Would have been lovely for Maguire to got another one there with his left foot, but he was off balance as soon as he shot it, and he went over the top. But Sweden again not looking convincing there in defence, as John Guidetti made an absolute dog's dinner of trying to get that away. And he's playing in the number 11 shirt. Olsen, in fact, wearing 5. I have to say the referee's done okay as well. That's the second goal again from Dele Alli. You'd have to ask questions there of Robin Olsen, the goalkeeper. It was straight at him, in fairness, and if you were to criticise the keeper. I don't want to take anything away from us, because we're 2 up, and if we hadn't have scored that goal, we might have been in desperate trouble. Believe it or not. So England are nearly there now. Just 24 minutes remain. Kevin Benson said not bad for an Everton player. Dear me. I think he's referring to Jordan Pickford, I think. As Maguire cuts out the long ball, and again England win the throw in, and that's what they need to be doing, not doing anything stupid. Berg is looking anxious now. But England now just stand 23 minutes away from a place in the semi-finals, and that has not happened for a long time. 1990, 28 years since we last reached the semi-final. 28 years. I was 7 years old. And I remember it vividly. This is unprecedented. I cannot believe this. Jordan's mother, Susan, and St Robert's School will be proud. He's proven to be the best goalkeeper since David Seaman. I have to say, I was an advocate for Nick Pope. I've got to confess, Michael. Oh, wait a minute! Here's a chance here for number 3. The flag stayed down, and Sterling's ball came way as far as Harry Kane, and the shot from Ali was charged down. The goalkeeper was diving as well. Ali just keep the ball though from the charge down, and England still have possession on the far side. Sterling now to Henderson, still on the left hand side, and Young back in field again. Good football from England, and a good turn again, and now a chance now on the edge now for Lingard, and now Ali tries to shoot and shoots wide. It is deflected, and it's a corner kick for England, who are now pushing for the kill, and that killer third goal as Dele Alli. Goalbound shot was blocked there. Arm was out. Arm wasn't. It was half charged down, but he's. There might have been a case for handball, but the arm was actually down rather than up. Otherwise, then if it had been up, it'd have been a penalty. Here's the corner by Trippier towards the penalty area, headed away by Granqvist in amongst all that lot. And out for a throw up halfway inside the Swedish half on the left hand side, taken quickly. And here's Kyle Walker now to Jesse Lingard, back on halfway, just dropped deep a little bit there, Jesse Lingard, and as the ball played in, out for a goal kick to Sweden. Yes, as I was going back to the original point, Michael, I was an advocate, of course, for Nick Pope to be number 1 over Jordan Pickford, but I have to say Jordan Pickford's proved me wrong. He's had a magnificent tournament, made a world-class save against Colombia unfortunately before they equalised. It led to the corner, which unfortunately led to their equaliser, which was quite a lucky equaliser. But he made 2 magnificent saves here in Samara tonight to keep England 2-0 up and above, their heads above water. And at the end, it could well give them a place in the semi-finals, and they've done magnificently well. So let's just hope that there's no drama in the next 20 minutes plus stoppage time. That now remains England 2-0 up against Sweden. I will keep repeating the scoreline until my dying day. 2-0 England lead, and here come the Swedes now, looking for something to get themselves back into this game. Crossing from the right hand side towards Olsen, who tries to jump up there, and now it comes to Augustiniansen. He gets his cross in there towards the back post, and Harry Maguire jumping 15 foot tall to get that one away at the back post, as Berg was lurking at the far post, and he did really well. And of course, he has been a superb defender for England. And here comes Jesse Lingard, or rather, sorry, Kyle Walker gets that one away and hooks that 3/4 of the way up the field, where the goalkeeper Holson now will try and hoist one away with his right foot again on the near side. Walker jumping for it, didn't get there. And now a chance now for Guidetti. John Guidetti plays the ball back towards the far side, and a chance, and a great save from Berg. It goes over the top, and Jordan Pickford again makes another wonder save, and England stay 2-0 ahead. It could easily have been 2-1. John Guidetti making a good break down the left hand side. The ball back towards Berg, shot on the turn, and I'm just watching Pickford's athleticism here. Watches the ball and just gets a little finger on it, and that's all he needed, and that was a remarkable save. We can't start talking about potential semi-finals yet, because Sweden aren't finished. They're actually forced 3 saves from Pickford, and the ball's in. It's a free kick to England. Foul on big Harry Maguire there by Granqvist in a free kick. But this was a chance here for Berg. Lovely turn, turned away from Maguire, got his shot in. Little deflection off Maguire. It might have been a little bit tricky for the goalkeeper, but he did well there, the big Everton keeper, and he flipped it over the crossbar. That was a really good bit of goalkeeping there by young Jordan Pickford there to deny Sweden rather, to keep England not just 2 ahead, but a clean sheet as well. It's a bit early to start talking about the semi-finals yet. There's still another 18 minutes to go, and Sweden have looked to fret, certainly when Olsen and Guidetti have come on. Trippier getting that one away for England. Now a chance here for Raheem Sterling. England yet to use the substitutes as yet, and Lingard now through the middle. A third one now would do very nicely. Here's Jesse Lingard, 25 yards from goal. Tries to, well, he's played it a little bit too strong there for Sterling. He tried to he tried his best to get on the end of it, but couldn't succeed. It was just too strong a ball from Jesse Lingard as he played it forward, and in the end it took it out for a goal kick to Sweden, which they have to take quickly here. But the England fans in good voice, the Swedes are in good voice, but their team 2-0 down, but they have had chances. And Jordan Pickford is enhancing his ever-growing reputation. He enhanced it in a poor Sunderland side, he enhanced it in a poor Everton side last season, and now he's doing it in a brilliant England side this summer. As the ball flicked round the corner, but that's going to be Pickford's every day of the week, and he'll pick that up no problem, despite the intentions of Berg inside of the penalty area. So 2-0 to England. We've played 73.5 minutes here. Trippier back to Walker. Walker has to pirouette, and he has to pirouette the ball back to the goalkeeper. A bit of a scuff clearance by Pickford, although the ball did bobble a little bit, which made him a little bit awkward for him. Liam says, what do you think will be the final score? Liam, it's no bother in asking me, because I don't want to make predictions. I'm very superstitious about making predictions, because only when there's two Swedes gone down in a heat there, I have to break off for a second, and England are playing on, which they've got every right to do under the FIFA laws. Sweden, I don't know what they're trying to do there. Was it cramp, or was there an actual injury? John, it's Klaassen who's gone down. He's up on his feet, so the referee's allowing it to continue, and it's on the near side, and it's Ali now to Young, left hand side, deep inside the Swedish territory. We're heading towards the semi-finals as being stand, but there's still just 15.5 minutes to go. There's still a long way to go yet. And remember, there's a well-known phrase that it only takes a second to score a goal, and Pickford, what was he doing out of his goal? Just boot the thing. In the end he got away with it, but if it had been me, just booted as far up the field as you can, and that would have saved a little bit of nervous heart palpitation. So we've got 15 minutes exactly to go. 15 minutes between England and her first semi-final since 1990. Here's the kick from Olsen with his right foot, but again well won by Trippier. Did really well to win the header under great pressure there from Olsen. It's 2-0 to England, and there's going to be a change in progress, and it's Dele Alli coming off. I think it is Dele Alli, and Fabian Delph, whose wife became a father during the tournament, he now comes on, and the referee going across here and just to tell Dele Alli that he's coming off. A little bit of confusion there. There's a bit of smile on beyond Kuiper's face as he gets a good round of applause here, Dele Alli. I still think the goalkeeper should say that for me, but never mind. So Delph, who became a father during the tournament, is now going to come on for the remaining 14 minutes that remain. England make their first change after 76 minutes. And it's Fabian Delph now on for the remainder of the game. And well, if the Russia-Croatia game is going to be, we'll have to go some for drama tonight. But all four quarterfinals has had drama in it one way or another. Brazil out, Uruguay out, and at the moment Sweden look like joining them on the plane back home. England are looking to be in the semi-finals. Here's Young now on the far side. England have had to rely on their goalkeeper 3 times in the second half, but my goodness, Pickford's come up to the plate when it needed to. Ball in towards Harry Kane. Kane turns. Trippier free on the right hand side. Ball in. Chances here, and the chance then inside the area. It was Raheem Sterling, and the defender got there first, and he's hurt himself in clearing it, I think. I think it's the number 3. Lindelof is injured. Trippier with a wicked ball in. Sterling's got a tap in at this point. In fact, he didn't. It's Kraft, and he's hurt himself. There's no intervention there from Sterling. He's just trod on the turf and he's lost his footing and he's injured himself inside that 6-yard area. But I'm pleased to say he's okay and he's back on his feet as we go in towards the latter stages now. The last 13 and a bit minutes. England are on their way to a semi-final showdown against possibly Russia or Croatia. But England have given it away. Maguire making a mistake. Now then, England could be on the cusp of losing a goal here. If John Cadetti can get his skates on here. Cadetti keeping the ball in play. Then the cross from Olsen. They claim handball, nothing given. And here's Olsen again as he crosses in towards the penalty area. Berg was waiting again, the big number 9. And again, good England defence. They've done superbly well in defence. But just one moment, Harry Maguire just lost his bearings a little bit there. There's a tendency to do that when you're 2-0 up in a game. There's a Swede again gone down. It's not helping their cause. Number 16, Kraft. Well, nothing in it for me. Young's got the ball. Kraft made a bit more of it than it needed to be. There's a little coming together, but not enough for an injury of that magnitude. It's not that. I don't think it's that bad unless he's injured himself on the impact onto the floor. It looks like his knee, in fact. It might be quite serious as it's first sport. There's a few players being offered in the Swedish supporters. Nice blonde ladies, of course, as you would expect from Sweden. They are the world leaders as regards that. Kevin Benson says the red coats against the blue coats. That would be epic. What? Butlins against Pontins. Well, we're into the last 11 minutes for stoppage times. 22 of the Swedes are still smiling, having seen themselves on the big screen. But it's England 2 up, and our subscriber list is moving up and up and up as well. We've had quite a number of subscribers this afternoon. We've had a good turnout again with listeners and viewers, and that's always good when we competed. Certainly on England games when we're competing against other channels as well, like the True Geordie and a few others, of course. Marcus Rashford now preparing to warm up down beneath me. Gareth Southgate. Is he not a bit warm with the shorts? Would he be better with short sleeve shirts? Would he be better without a race coat on? He must be boiling down there on the bench. He must be sweltering in that long shirt and tie and waistcoats. He needs to take a casual approach like Joachim Löw perhaps. Or maybe it's a lucky omen maybe for him. But he's about to do something that even the greats is about to probably make his way to Falco alongside England manager Falco alongside the likes of Sir Alf Ramsey and Sir Bobby Robson here. I've been the only third England manager to reach a World Cup semi-finals. Ramsey did it in '66, of course. Although we did it on home soil, of course, and we got through in that one. Bobby Robson did it in 1990 as Pickford takes the ball and then collides with one of the Swedes. It was Berg, and Pickford having a few words to say now. Pickford has been a little bit frustrated throughout. He's told to go away by the referee quite sensibly because Pickford shouldn't need to get involved. There's no need for England now to lose any discipline. We've now played 81 minutes in the game. We're 2 goals clear, and the last thing we need is indiscipline in the camp. One understands Pickford's frustration, but he's just got to rise above the frustrations of the Swedes and just get on with the game and just see this game over the line and just make sure that we're in the semi-finals. He's played magnificently well, and that's a good pass back by Young because Berg was getting in there on the far side. And now Pickford finds Walker. Walker on the right hand side inside his own half, gets the ball over the halfway line looking for Kane. Kane with a good decent little chest control, and then his shirt was being pulled a little bit, but he's found Jesse Lingard here. Lingard now to try and make it safe. His shot was deflected. Still will break in the penalty area for Jesse Lingard, the Swedish penalty area that is. 8 minutes to stoppage time remaining. Trippier on the right hand side, deep inside Swedish territory. Maybe Terem's right. We could probably do another goal, or just be very, very cautious now, not give anything away. And well, Pickford now halfway inside his own half, gets the ball away, and that's well won there by Trippier into the path of his good colleague Harry Kane. And Trippier in again, and that was an horrible tackle. That was a horrible tackle there by Augustinson, and Trippier is not one to milk a tackle like that very easily. Oof, I bet that hurt. That was awful, and I think the referee should be getting his notebook out there for me. That was a naughty tackle. I think the referee should be getting his book out there and booking Augustinson for that. It doesn't matter, England have a free kick. Can they get a third one, which would see them over the line? They've played so superbly, and they deserve every. They played so well. Kevin says he was 2 in 1966. That makes him obviously born in 1964. I'm sure I'm giving Kevin's age away, and he must be at least 50 now. Just over 50 years old. Sorry, Kevin, for that. I've just told the whole world your age. Anyway, free kick. Trippier is up and okay, and gets on with it, and the free kick is a little bit wasted really by Trippier, and it's out for a goal kick. But England about to make another change. Eric Dyer now to come on for Jordan Henderson now, and this is a good, sensible change. And we have had a fantastic afternoon here. Not been without drama, of course, but Jordan Henderson, well, he's not got himself suspended. Jesse Lingard or Kyle Walker so far. Let's hope none of the three miss out now. And he's had a terrific game, Jordan Henderson. He's done really well, kept his head. And England are nearly there now. Sweden about to make a change themselves. Kraft is off. And on in his place is the number 18 here. Janssen. So this Tareem wants to know who's got the second goal. I'll tell you the goal scorer is actually fact, and how well, on half an hour Harry Maguire got the first, and then just before the hour mark Dele Alli made it 2-0 with a simple header at the back post, and that was a decent goal. And that wasn't a set piece goal, that was worked in open play by good work down the right by Trippier and Jesse Lingard, who played in a lovely cross. 5 to go. England on the cusp of the semi-finals for the first time in 28 years. And we've had many great managers over the years since Bobby Robson. We've had the late Graham Taylor, we've had Terry Venables, of course, he got us to the Euro semi-finals. Glenn Hoddle, he had a bash. Kevin Keegan, Spen, Gordon Eriksson, and of course Fabio Capello. And after him, Roy Hodgson, but neither of those distinguished names in football could get England anywhere close. It was always quarter-finals at best, but it's going to be semis now under Gareth Southgate, unless the Swedes come up with something spectacular now in the last in the remaining 4 minutes. 4 minutes to go. Free kick to England, right hand side. Trippier with the cross towards the penalty area, heading away, but only as far as Maguire. Back in there once again. And well, what a fantastic performance by England, and they've done really well. And Harry Maguire here and Guidetti in a bit. Oh, Maguire's been booked. Well, I'm very surprised at that. There have been several Swedish players that deserve a yellow card more than Harry Maguire, yet he's been booked. I think that's a bit of a ricket there from the referee, and if he's got any sense here, the Dutch referee, he'll book John Guidetti as well. He's got the ball there, Harry Maguire. And well, I don't think that's a bookable offence. I think that's a harsh one. I think Guidetti should have been booked as well for the retaliation. This is a Swedish free kick, and it's a free kick to England. In fact, the Swedish free kick doesn't come off to John Guidetti's disgust. Terry reckons, how would Sam Allardyce would have done? Well, I'm not sure. We'll never know what happened. Maybe using the England job was probably the biggest blessing in disguise there's ever been, because although we were all sceptical at first Just to confirm, John Guidetti has been booked for his part in the previous incident with Harry Maguire, and quite rightly so. You're going to book one, you can't book one without booking the other. 2.5 minutes left to normal time. England right nearly there now, and it's going to be a semi-final against Russia or Croatia, and England will be watching. England will be watching with great interest. And it's Sterling turns away. What a fantastic run! And Sterling plays the ball back towards Delph. Delph now in the area, and then they almost got in each other's way as the ball trickles out and dead by the dead ball line and behind for a goal kick, which also wants to get on with it straight away. And in the end, England won't mind now. But I just want to say, a contrast to 2 years ago when we covered them against Iceland in the Euros, and they were so poor. Didn't look like testing the Iceland defence apart from Rooney's penalty. The 2 goals were schoolboy defending, but yet some of these players that featured in that game have been here tonight and have really done superbly well. Less than a minute and a quarter away now from football legend, really. That's a free kick to Sweden. I think that's a soft one there by the referee. Maguire's got to watch his step now. Now he's in the referee's book. Can't afford to have him now. Oh my word, that's awful from Granqvist. I think he's conned the referee there. Maguire's hardly touched him at all. I think that's a very soft free kick to give away there. I think the referee was wrong there to give that decision. His referee did okay, the referee from Holland, but I'm afraid that was a poor decision by him. And Seb Larsson, who's got a really good free kick record, as fans of the Premier League will no doubt know, there's him and Augustiniansen over this one. The last thing we can ever afford is a goal right at the death and making it a little bit more tougher, but England really do that. But here's a free kick now. Larsson's pulled it back interestingly a couple of yards behind the line, and England trying to get a man on the post, and in fact it's Augustiniansen with a free kick, and it's over the top of the bar, right left footed and way into the stands for a goal kick. We're now playing the 90 minutes, folks. Let's see how long we've got as far as the stoppage and injury and stoppage time is concerned. Well, I'm touching a bit of wood. I don't think we're going to be going to a late. I don't think we're going to be needing any overtime soon, as off comes Raheem Sterling to be replaced by Marcus Rashford. Wow, it's been an amazing afternoon if you're English. It's been unbelievable, and now the England fans are chanting, and we're going to have 5 added minutes. We've almost played the first of the 5. Well, thanks again, John Boy, for a brilliant commentary. Hope you progress from budding to employed. Thank you very much indeed. That's really nice. Sid there with the kind words, and a lot of people have been kind with the commentary. A couple of others as well I didn't see. 5 minutes, well, we've just got to see it out. The Swedes are getting a little bit frustrated. Don't forget, we've had a minute and a half of the 5, so time is ticking away now for Sweden. England have just got to be disciplined, just play sensibly, and just bring about the victory with a minimum of a fuss, and then we can really dream of a great opportunity of getting to the final. But to dream about winning the World Cup is still a little bit early to say at this stage. Remember, tonight Chris Whiteman will be a big match commentator for the final quarter-final, Russia against Croatia, and what a match that would promise to be at this moment in time. We've had a marvellous afternoon here, and I have to tell you that everybody's been praising the way we've gone about the commentary. today, and hopefully you can join us for Russia as well. It's been a marvellous performance as Klassen tries to play the ball in. We're having one or two technical problems now with the internet, but we'll keep you going here. I have to say it's been a marvellous performance from England today. They've absolutely done everything right in terms of preparation. They've been absolutely superb, and at the end of the day, they're going to get their just result. They're going to get their just reward and get through to a semi-final, which they've utterly deserved, in all fairness to them. And they played absolutely superb along the way. So England showing now through. We've well, this has been an amazing performance, as we're now deep into time added on at the end. England nearly there now, and England now we're into the 5th minute of stoppage time now. Nothing, you've not missed anything. We've lost the pitches, but we haven't lost our dignity at all. We're absolutely proud, and so we should be. Seconds remaining now, seconds to go, and England are nearly there now. Fantastic performance, and all the subscribers and everything there. I cannot believe what I'm seeing at the moment. England are almost in the semi-finals, and as I think the whistle's gone. I think the final whistle's gone. Have they? It's not been confirmed yet. Almost there now. We've lost the stream, I'm afraid, but England nearly there in the semi-finals, and they played superbly to get there. And well, that has just sort of ruined everything for us, I'm afraid. But we are nearly there now, and we'll try and get reaction, of course, from Gareth Southgate at the end. But it's been a remarkable way to finish off this quarter-final, and as soon as we get confirmation, we'll confirm that we're in the semi-finals. But England led through. England led, of course, early doors. That's the problem now. Everybody in his dog. There goes the whistle. In fact, the whistle's gone, and England are through to the semi-finals of the World Cup. 2-0 winners. I'm sorry about the lacklustre end, but absolutely superb. And well, England are there. I am sorry about the lacklustre finish. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties with the pitches, but we're back now, and England, I can confirm, are in the semi-finals of the World Cup. A bit of a lacklustre end, I am sorry, but England did the job when it needed to be. A goal after 30 minutes from Harry Maguire, backed up by another one after 58 minutes from Dele Alli, and England now are on the verge of greatness for the first time since 1990. They are in the World Cup semi-finals, and Gareth Southgate joins an exclusive band of England managers to have done that. Sir Ralph Ramsey back in 1966, and Sir Bobby Robson back in 1990, and of course, if you include the European Championships, of course, Terry Venables in 96, of course, as well. England are there, they're through. Before we hand back to Chris for the wrap-up, let's see if we can get some England reaction as well before I hand back to Chris, who's waiting. There's jigs of joy from Kyle Walker, and this has just been unbelievable stuff. Swedish supporters unashamedly crying, but it's England who march on to the semi-finals. And we'll have full coverage of that semi-final for you only on the JB Claret YouTube channel. I can't wait for you to bring that one, and we'll let you know who's going to be commentating on that one. It's going to be neither me or Chris, but I'm certain it's going to be Chris, judging by it all. But let's not think about that now. It's all about England today. The semi-final is about 4 or 5 days time, and then the final potentially a week tomorrow. Wow, we have had some afternoon here down in Sahara. It's been a marvellous afternoon. I don't think we're going to get any reaction. So there is the draw now for the semi-finals. England will play neither Russia or Croatia. Winners today by 2-0. Let's hand back to Chris, who will wrap everything up, and if he gets any opportunity to catch any interviews, he'll get them. I'm sure he will. But the full-time scores, I am back to Chris. It's finished Sweden 0, England 2. England in the semi-finals. How about that?
Well, first time in my lifetime that I will be witnessing a World Cup semi-final being participated by England. It's quite the feeling. I mean, what about that for a controlled performance from England? They did tremendously well. It was a good contest between the two sides, to be fair. Sweden sort of picked up a bit after England scored their second, but you would have expected that as they committed more men forward. But ultimately, England are through to the semi-finals, and all we have to do now is await the winners of Russia-Croatia, which you can see later on today on this channel. I'll be covering the match with John hosting, so it should be an exciting prospect. But right now, let's focus on the fact that England have got through to a semi-final just of a tournament, full stop, for the first time since 1996. We hadn't won a knockout game in a World Cup since 2006, so 2 in the same tournament now. We're reaching unprecedented territory here, and it's been fantastic. Let's face it, England, they were controlled, they were measured. Sweden, I'll be honest, they had a couple of good opportunities in the second half where they forced a save out of Jordan Pickford, and then Jordan Henderson flung himself in the way of the rebound. So, but other than that, Sweden didn't really threaten. So England, I think, deserved victors, as we're just seeing Marcus Rashford's in tears. But we are going to get Harry Kane in just a second for some reaction. So let me just get that ready, as I believe he's going to be interviewed. Just bear with me one moment. As we will get that to you as soon as it's available. So that will be coming up shortly. There's Gareth Southgate going over to the England fans, giving it the fist pumps and everything, giving the applause. The English support has been superb. That might sound a bit biased, but it's they made a lot of noise today. There was some 5,000 of them in that stadium. They were massively outnumbered, but they made so much noise it almost felt like a home game. So it was incredible. So Sweden, obviously, they've put in a good show this World Cup. Getting to the quarterfinals for them is a great achievement, considering a lot of people didn't really give them a hope without Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Funnily enough, their first tournament without him, they've gone the furthest they've gone in a tournament for a long time. So they can go with their heads held high, Sweden. They'll be back again for the next World Cup, I'm sure, because that group of players certainly have a good chance. They were great against Switzerland, who, let's not forget, managed to hold Brazil. So it was a great performance from them to get this far. But now we've got Harry Kane, who's for some post-match reaction.
Harry's, congratulations! You're in the semi-final of the World Cup, and then sunk in yet?
Probably not, you know. So much preparation for this game. Quick recovery, obviously, from the second round. So I thought it was fantastic today. It's a difficult game. Sweden made it tough. Long balls, different to what we've faced so far. And yeah, we've brilliant set pieces, crosses in the box. Yeah, we're buzzing.
The set piece is lethal once again, and while it wasn't your day to be on the score sheet, a selfless performance, but Harry Maguire, first goal for England. That makes you only the fourth player to score their first goal for England in a knockout game in the World Cup. What a way to start.
No, you can't come better than that. Fourth final of the World Cup. Send us through, that's the main thing, the win. That's what we set out to do, and we've done that today.
Tell me a little bit about the performance, because it was England's best of this championship when you were out there, not just winning but dominating Sweden.
Yeah, we felt like we could dominate the ball today. We controlled the play. A bit sloppy towards the end of the second half. It was a bit too open for our liking 2-0 up. But no, we knew what
what was worked on and what was nerves today, and we knew set plays was a big thing. You know, there's a little box cross as well, what Jesse Pimpford and Ellie worked on that in training, so thanks to the staff and the players for executing it.
This squad of players are history makers. Now you've scored 11 goals. That equals only 1966 and how many goals England have scored in a World Cup. You know what they're going to be saying at home?
Yeah, we know, but we know there's still a big game ahead, obviously the semi-final. But we're feeling good, you know, we're feeling confident. Today was great, we looked composed, we looked like we controlled the game. So yeah, we just have to go again. We're enjoying it, I know the fans here are enjoying it. Fans at home, I'm sure we'll see some videos tonight and them enjoying it. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing and yeah, make the country proud.
I'm sure the scenes at home will be absolute mayhem. The crowd, as you say here, Harry, they're loving it as well. You've all got friends and family enjoying this moment with you, but a week tomorrow it's the World Cup final. Football's coming home, right?
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Thank you very much, guys. Go enjoy the moment.
Thank you. Cheers, thank you.
Well, there you go. Most World Cup goals scored by England since we won it in 1966. That's another one you can throw on the, you know, Chelsea finished 5th, Man City won their league, Burnley finished qualified for Europe. A lot of things are aligning, it's fate almost. But what a performance by England. A World Cup semi-final awaits, and all that's left is to discover who are they going to play. Will it be the host nation Croatia, or will it be Russia? There's only one place you can find out, and that's on the JB YouTube channel. And if you join us in 6:45, just under 2 hours time, you will be able to find out who England face. So hopefully you can join us all for that. That's going to round off our coverage. It's been an excellent performance by England. They're into their first World Cup semi-final since 1990. And we'll find out who they play later. Join us at 6:45 for Croatia versus Russia. But until then, we'll see you later. Cheerio.